Since I could remember, John Cena's always been my favorite wrestler. Whether it was 2016 when Cena was going against AJ Styles or 2014 when Cena was fighting the Authority. Bro, Cena's always been my favorite and he made me fall in love with wrestling. Seeing him never give up made me never want to give up in anything. So hearing him say earlier this year that 2025 he'll have one last run was sad. It brought back all my memories of when I was a kid watching him. So today, I'm gonna be going down memory lane with y'all, just talking about how Cena made me fall in love with wrestling. I remember the first time seeing John Cena on TV, and it's kinda crazy and sad. Just don't hike in the chat, cause it wasn't in a WWE ring, but it was in a movie. To be more specific, it was in Fred 3. Bro, if y'all was born from like 03 to 06, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nickelodeon back in the day was so fire, and Fred was kind of a banger. Yeah, so this is my first time seeing Cena, and he became my favorite wrestler by default. It's just crazy to think that the Fred movie had this big of an impact on my wrestling fandom, but it did. Still, at that time, I wasn't watching wrestling, but it planted a seed. Cause at this time, it was summer of 12, and it just so happened that The Rock vs Cena happened earlier that year. And I came across the legendary John Cena rap promo to The Rock. This was really the first wrestling segment I've ever seen in my life, and Cena was wildin'. I'm like 7 years old at this time, and Cena was talking about everything a 7-year-old shouldn't hear. Then I went on a rabbit hole, and I heard him talking about hitting people with FUs, and I didn't know what any of that really meant. So I was out here saying this same stuff Cena was saying, but I was saying it to my family. And John Cena almost got Lil Main smacked. After that, I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling for a while, because of course, the one time I watch it, WWE isn't PG. About 10 months later, I actually started watching WWE. It was after WrestleMania 29 in Jersey, Rock vs Cena 2. This was the first one I actually got to see. My dad got me that DVD probably like a week after the event from downtown, and that was my favorite thing to watch. Punk vs Taker, Hunter vs Brock, and Rock vs Cena 2. WrestleMania 29 really brings back so much nostalgia for me. Like even the promo package for Cena and Rock is so special for me. Cena losing to Rock a year ago and then getting back to the top and building himself back up was so inspiring and amazing to watch as a kid. Most fans hate it twice in a lifetime, but for me, that was my once in a lifetime. I loved it so much, it was so important to me. Another DVD my pops bought me was a WrestleMania 21. The only match I used to watch up there was Cena vs JBL. That's another promo package that's so special to me, and I know the whole promo package like the back of my hand. I used to have that match on replay every night before I went to sleep. Seeing Cena win his first world championship was tough. You could just see in my early years that everything I watched in wrestling had something to do with John Cena, and this made him my favorite wrestler. He was a great person to look up to as a kid. The guy who never gave up and lived his life with hustle, loyalty, and respect, and seeing him never give up in a match and feud always made me never want to quit in anything no matter the odds. But I always wanted that never give up armband as a kid. I also remember doing the You Can't See Me at my school every day at recess in 3rd and 4th grade. Bro, just saying all this stuff reminds me that Cena is definitely my GOAT. But it got even crazier once I started finding Thugonomics videos on YouTube, cause this right here changed everything even more. This was around the time of Super Hot Fire and the times my cousin would come over and show me Wildin' Out for the first time. This made me start looking up Cena from back in the day. I found some of his old rap battles, and the ones against The Fan and Big Show are my two favorites. They're both classics and had some really funny lines. I'm still pissed Angle cheated against Cena in that one rap battle, but we digress. Seeing Thugonomics was fire cause bro had some drip back in the day. He was wearing every sports jersey and chains for days. After learning and finding out about how Cena used to be back in the day, it was still present day 2013 after Mania 29. Cena was the WWE champ, and for the most part, this title reign probably wasn't anything special to y'all, but for me, it was everything. This title reign was the beginning of my wrestling journey as a fan. I remember watching Cena going against Ryback and he got speared through the stage, or when Mark Henry faked his retirement and turned on Cena, or even a build of Cena vs. Bryan for SummerSlam that year. I remember how this whole reign went and everyone was after my boy. 2014. This was easily my favorite year I got to see him wrestle. This was really one of his last prime years and none of us even knew it at that time. To start off this special year, you can't forget the Cena vs. Bray Wyatt feud. Bray vs. Cena, WrestleMania 30, with one of the best promo packages ever, with Eminem's music in the background. This is Bray Wyatt's first WrestleMania match, and even though he lost, just by him having a match with Cena at WrestleMania that early in his career was big. For John Cena though, this was his last big WrestleMania match. To end the year off, John Cena was a part of one of my favorite wrestling programs of all time, Team Cena vs. Team Authority. Now if y'all know this channel, y'all know how much I love that whole Survivor Series match. It's one of my favorite matches ever, and for me at that time, that was my favorite match I've ever seen in my life. Bro, watching this at like 9 years old was an emotional roller coaster, cause they was saying if Team Cena loses, they all finna be fired from WWE. And at that time, I didn't know nothing about nothing. I thought Cena's WWE career was over after Big Show did that dumb stuff. Once Cena got eliminated from that match, I thought it was raps. But little did I know, Ziggler was gonna pull off the greatest comeback in wrestling history. Bro, that night Ziggler sold the show and he became one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He carried Team Cena to the win, and I'll never forget that night. It was so great. Christmas of 2014 was big because I got my Xbox One. When I first got my Xbox One, all I used to play was 3 games: Minecraft, 2K15, and WWE 2K15. I had those games on lockdown. The 2K15 showcase was something else. This is when the showcase mode was actually good and playable. For me, this was big because this is when I started to learn about the legendary Punk vs. Cena rivalry. 2K15 really put me on. It taught and showed me so many wrestling moments I never really got to see since I was so young at the time it happened. After playing that whole showcase, Punk vs. Cena Money in the Bank 11 became one of my favorite matches ever. 2 of my favorites were really just cooking, bro. 2015 though, that was a sad year I stopped watching wrestling. I didn't have a problem with it or anything, I just stopped watching it at that time. So I didn't get to see Cena's open challenges with the US Championship, but I did come back at the perfect moment. I came back when the 2016 draft happened, and it got me hooked instantly. So look, now I was back watching wrestling again after 19 months, and so much changed. But luckily for me, the first pay-per-view I watched after the 2016 draft was SummerSlam. So bro, AJ vs Cena at SummerSlam 16 was like one of the first matches I watched since coming back to wrestling. Honestly, I didn't even know who AJ was at that time. The only AJ I knew was Lee. This Styles dude was new to me, and once I saw the promo package, I hated that man so much. Like in the histories of my wrestling ops, he's up there with 2024 Drew McIntyre. So Pete, when those two went head to head, y'all already know I was Team Cena. I wasn't playing no games. Cena was standing on business, but Styles just kept fighting. After Cena hit him with a super AA and he still kicked out, I thought it was 1, 2, 3, but AJ was kinda nice. AJ ended up getting that win that night and I couldn't even believe it. Cena left his armband in the middle of the ring and left the arena with a standing ovation. And bro, when I tell you I thought he was retiring, I mean it. I was so sad after that night, and AJ became one of my biggest ops in the histories. For months, we had AJ flexing Cena armband, getting a WWE Championship, even spoiling Cena's WWE return. Until the 2017 Rumble came along, and we got the rematch of Cena vs Styles one last time. But this time, for the WWE Championship. The last match was a classic, probably match of the year, and with so many crazy expectations for this one, they somehow exceeded them. This match was another match of the year candidate, and I like this one better than the SummerSlam match. Cena ended this feud with the WWE Championship, which tied Ric Flair with the most world titles ever. I was so happy when this happened. This was just another special Cena feud that I'll always be in love with. But still, 2017 wasn't the happiest, cause we really stopped seeing Cena, no pun intended. He started to go to Hollywood to act and be on movies, and he really became an even bigger name than he was before. Now, even though Cena was mostly out in Hollywood, he still stopped by and gave us some tough moments. And the one I'll never forget was a few months after winning the WWE Championship from AJ Styles. Cena didn't have the belt anymore, but he came back to fight Roman Reigns. Before they had the match, they had a promo battle, and dude, Cena came back and killed that man on the mic so easily. Like, looking back at it now, it doesn't even seem real. The way Roman Reigns is now to at that time is like, it's a huge difference. To me, this gotta be Cena's best promo cause he wasn't missing in any lines. Then fast forward to WrestleMania 35, and this was special for me cause I got to see Cena for the second time, which was actually my last time. Bro, I'm just mad I don't have any footage from this event. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Then at WrestleMania 36, he had a fire cinematic match with the late great Bray Wyatt. I never watched it live, but I have watched it a few times after it happened. Those two made the best out of a tough situation with no fans in attendance. This match will forever be remembered. It was very entertaining. Then at Money in the Bank 21, John Cena gave us another unforgettable moment. This one, I remember it like it was yesterday. The whole night I was saying, John Cena's gonna come back, John Cena's gonna come back, cause I heard some rumors about it on YouTube. So right after the Roman vs Edge match, I ran to the bathroom cause I was holding it the whole match. I had to rush out of there and run back downstairs, and right when I came back, John Cena's music hit. Bro, I remember just being so happy cause this is the first pay-per-view with fans and Cena was back in WWE. This was amazing. It made me feel like a kid again, just excited to watch wrestling. And really looking back at Cena's whole career, that's how he always made me feel. Because 3 years later at the same event, Money in the Bank 24, Cena was back, but this time it was serious. I remember this whole event was just not the best for me. With the people that won the matches ahead of this, it just pissed me off that night. But once I heard them trumpets, I was locked in. My childhood hero was back with an unannounced return, and I wanted to hear what he had to say. And one of the first things this man said out his mouth was, "I'm announcing my retirement." Bro, hearing that from my GOAT caught me off guard. My jaw actually dropped. Like, I thought we was finna have a tough day with Cena, but not a sad one. Like, yeah, I knew the time was coming, but just not today. Cena announced his farewell tour for 2025, and this is where I'm at now. I'm excited for this farewell tour, and I really hope this all works out. During this last run, I have to see Cena at least at one event. I'm hoping that I could go to SummerSlam 25. It's finna be in Jersey, and I've never been to a SummerSlam, so it should be lit. But honestly, I'm most happy that Cena's gonna be doing this farewell tour under this new management with Triple H in charge. This is the best moment to do it with all these dream matches and talent he could work with now. And I can't lie, I'm so happy that I'm a wrestling content creator in this era of wrestling. I'm gonna be cooking up some fire content for y'all during this run. So with all that being said, John Cena's WWE career has made me fall in love with wrestling so much. He's really given me so many amazing moments that I'll never forget, and he's inspired me so much in life. He was the perfect role model as a kid, and he'll forever be my wrestling GOAT. If you made it this far into the video, comment down below a John Cena moment you'll never forget watching live, or tell me a wrestler that made you fall in love with wrestling the way Cena made me. Anyways, like the video, have a great day, and peace out, y'all.